well cut the beard off. Or cut it down. It's off. We call it off. But yeah, went back to work after like 10, it felt like 10 days off. And those be the hardest times to go to work. After you haven't been there in a long time, it's really difficult to go back and get back into the swing of things. Especially the type of job that I have. So I talk about race all the time, but like I am the only black guy in my squadron. And sometimes that gets, it get lonely. It get lonely sometimes. Like, I was watching Instagram the other day, and it said something about, coworkers like, oh, why are you so quiet? And he, in his mind, he was saying, because he have inward thoughts and inward reactions. And like, when I saw that, I was like, man, I identify with that. Because I be thinking on a certain wavelength. And other people, I know my colleagues, because like, I gave them chances to kind of like see who I am and how I operate as a person. And like, you only get like a handful of times to be like funny or wishy-washy with me before I just go ahead and just say, oh, okay, all right. So I'll put you in the disregard pile. And I know everybody's like that, whether we like to admit it or not. And thank you to the folks, and hello, good evening to the folks that have decided to come into the room. I'm just shooting the breeze. I'm about to start DoorDashing / Ubering at my own peril. I just finished up a night, really one order of Spark driving. And I've been Spark driving for probably like a month. Thank you for that thumbs up. Thank you. Please remember to double tap. It helps the channel. It does, believe it or not. But yeah, so like I started sparking probably about a little more than a month ago. And since then, I have stopped Ubering / DoorDashing. It took me a while to get into the rotation for Spark, because I guess apparently everybody wants to drive for Walmart. And I didn't understand. I didn't get why. I was like, well, it's just Walmart. What's the big deal? Well, the big deal is they pay you more than DoorDash and Uber. So me, I'm thinking that, I'm just getting bad tips from the Uber Eats crowd and the DoorDash, because, they charging enough anyway. And so sometimes, it's like, hey man, I ain't got it. They charge me an arm and a leg for the food. They charge me more for the food than if I would have just went there myself. And then they charge me the delivery / convenience fee. And so I really ain't got it. And so I get that. But Walmart, they pay like so much more money. And the customer is typically tipping like the same thing. Now, one thing I will say is I've probably gotten some of the largest tips so when I do Shipped. And so I do Spark, I do Uber Eats, I do DoorDash, and I do Shipped. The main one I do now is Spark, just because they will have orders where you can pick up for four or five different people at the same place, and those people are in close vicinity of each other. And so you can make like $40 in an hour almost. And I've never made that much anywhere else. Like DoorDash, not in Montgomery, Alabama, I haven't. Okay, so this thing says, believe him, and it has a cross. It says, hope you get through whatever you're going through. May God bless you along the way, brother. and that's 07 up in. And then I got my my chica Leslie Cobb. That's a lot of money. We really can't make that much money. Nah, you can't, because I mean it's hard. Inflation and groceries, which is typically what people are looking for you to deliver them, it costs a lot of money. And so, energy prices are really high. It's like the weather is ridiculous right now. And so, heating bills is crazy, and just like everything is going up. The inventory on housing is low. And so rent is really, really high, and everything is just insane. And so I get it. Like tip, that's like optional. I don't have to. This is out the kindness of my heart. And I'm gonna do it based on what type of service you give. And so I strive to give like A1 service. I've been my usually friendly self. And this one lady, she just was like, she did not care. She's like, no response. I'm asking her like, hey, they don't have this. Do you want this? And like 15 minutes go by. And it just so happened I couldn't find something. And so, I ended up taking a while. But 15 minutes went by. I finished her order and she never responded. She never, no thank you or nothing. Just don't worry about it, nothing. And so I ended up just leaving. And so usually, I get some type of interaction, but I got zipped from her. Maybe she was tied up or something. I don't know. But I'm about to go to the gas station real quick because my low gas just turned on. I don't even go to Texaco. This is disgusting. Okay, that pump's not even on. But yeah, usually I don't have those type of customers, but like I said, it's crazy right now. Morale is low. Depending on what type of job you have or who you work for, you could be real stressed out right now. And that's kind of like another part of why I'm stressed, I think. Because like being the only black guy, people really don't care about your feelings on that job. And I'm in the military. But they really are not, by and large, thinking about, hey, how do you feel? How are you doing with all of this? With the president that's, who he is. How do you feel? How's everything going with you? Because we see like your community is really getting the short end of the stick. Yeah. The first black Air Force chief, General Charles Q. Brown, was fired today, or whatever. I don't know what it's called. Now, typically, I looked it up. I was like, I feel like this is something that's not really new because, if I'm a president and I want to get my guys in there. But it's kind of like tradition to let the person finish out their term. Let them finish out and then thank you for what you did, but you got to go. Unless there's some sort of open disagreement. 07 up in says, don't let the world judge you. That's not their place. Whoever lied about race to separate us as humans in general, we are shades of bread. Jesus loves you. Shades of bread, I heard that. Somebody else said they described like skin color as something else. And I was like, oh, snap. Shades of bread probably is, yeah, I can see that. Different shades of toast. Thank you. Jesus loves you too. But yeah, I just like, nobody really checks in on anybody. Like we had our chief of staff of the Air Force. They came out like a few, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. No, it was, man, that was almost a month ago. Back in January when President Trump was like, hey, we getting rid of all this DEI stuff. And that's cool. All right, that's what you want to do. You not about diversity and equity and having things be like on a level playing field, and you not really looking to include people into what you're doing, okay, that's your choice. Cool. Um, the majority of people elected you, so that's what they wanted. Although you did say that you wasn't going to enact that plan, but hindsight is 2020. Whatever. Um, I think people really have to check in with each other. Um, because it's just like you don't know what people going through. You don't know what's on people's minds. Just like with the lady that I was trying to get her to like interact. Like, hey, lady, I'm trying to help you. Help me help you. You don't know what she's going through. She could be exhausted. She could be one of them people like they just dropped the news on a Friday. Like, hey, yeah, so we cutting Department of Defense workers. We're gonna cut you guys, like the civilians. You're getting cut. Um, we are saving money. Um, so we're just getting rid of jobs, and we're gonna do surgery, and we're not doing surgery with scalpels and lasers and things like that. We're doing surgeries with machetes and chainsaws. Yep. So, literally no strategy involved. Like, let me see. It's almost like you got kids in charge. Like, when kids used to play with action figures and they'd just like be blowing like the little green army men, just like no regard for what they're doing and the impact of their actions. It's almost like that, you know. Um, One of my coworkers was like, "Yeah, that's not a big deal." He's like, I asked him, I was like, "Hey, did y'all see this in the news?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm not really worried about that because, that's just political or no." He said that's just budget. You got to get to the right numbers. He said he was gonna save money. You got to get to that. Um, and so he's just holding his campaign promises. And then like another female, she was like, "Oh, I just really hope that," and you can tell what she was by how I'm talking. I just really hope, I have a friend that was on probation. She's a probationary hire, and I just really hope. I'm sorry, this light is probably bugging y'all. Um, I probably should get some gas. I just really hope that, my friend doesn't get fired. And, my heart just goes out to everybody that's just so, stressed out in these times. I'm like, geez, can I get some of that? Let's have a one-on-one. Like, hey, how are you doing? Are you okay? Notice you seem a little distant. Is everything okay? None of that. None of that. But then after she said that, the buddy that was like, "I really don't care," he comes back and he modifies what he just said. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I have friends that just got in the forest department or whatever. And that's a very hard place to get into. And yeah, man, it sucks. It's really unfortunate." You don't care. You just said you ain't care. You just switched up. You just reneged on what you said because your colleague had some tears, some tear emojis. But before that, you didn't care. When I was like, "Hey, y'all see this?" You was like, "Nah, no. So what? Who cares? DEI hires must go." But yeah, man, this still is like my favorite job. It's a weird thing because usually my coworkers make the job. They don't make this job. They don't. Here where I'm at, they don't make it. It's my customer. And my customer is the captains. The captains from all over the Air Force. They're usually like anywhere from 4 to 7 years in the military. And those people, they have been in long enough to see kind of like the real of what the military is. Some of them have been long in there long enough to know that, yeah, I'm done after this. And but like they have this hope and this vigor about them, and most of them are young. You know, they're like, if they're in their 30s, they're like their early 30s. And so like being around young people as an older officer, being around young people, it just energizes me. And like just to listen to them talk and listen to like how they come up with their arguments and how they reach their opinions, it's like it gives me hope for the future. Like seeing America's young men and women shining and like doing what they do. It's like, man, I like this. And like I pinch myself sometimes. I'd be like, man, I'm getting paid to actually do this job. I say that all the time. Like, it's crazy. I feel like working with them, I feel like I almost should be paying somebody. I mean, I guess I am paying in a sense, but like it's really that good working on the job with them. I really do wish I got along better with my coworkers. That's my only regret. Um, but yeah, let me tell y'all a situation though. Let me tell y'all how this thing went down. How this thing went down. My boss came back like the day before the so in the military we do like it's called it's a 1206. That's the name of the form. 1206. It's an awards package. It's basically either you do it for prescribed categories and prescribed periods of time. And so this one was an annual awards package, and it was for field grade officers. A field grade officer is from the rank of major up to a colonel. So grade 04 to grade 06. And I'm in 04. And so my boss is like, hey man, somebody give me a package the night before. Nobody gave me anything. Somebody give me something. And so I reached out to him, you know, in a one-on-one setting. I was like, hey, I texted him. I was like, hey sir, you didn't get any packages? He's like, nothing. And then I was like, all right, he's like, he asked me to put something together. Because one, I had won a quarterly awards package before. And typically, that's how you select your winners. Somebody that's been highlighted before. The reward for good work and praise is typically like, if you keep it up, it's like more praise and more good work. And so I feel like I had a pretty good year. So I put in the package and gave it to him. Didn't hear anything back from him. I just assumed that, oh, we're good. My crazy tale. So I was on the bench, which means I was not instructing a class. And I've talked about the classes before in previous videos, but they're 5-week classes. And in between, you have down week and then you have prep week. So it's like everything's going on like an 8-week cycle almost. And so I was not teaching the class. And so I wasn't, and I also was attending training, a 2-week training. And so after that, I took leave. And so I hadn't really been in the building for 3 weeks. But the last thing I heard was, yay, you submit this package and you the guy. So wouldn't you know, I go past our squadron or our unit board, which is where you get all of like your information of who's your quarterly award winners, who's your annual award winners, and like information for the unit. I go by that board, and what do I see but a picture of one of the biggest show up and do nothing guys got picked up for the annual award. He didn't tell me anything. He didn't tell me like, and he, like, so I've been a leader before, not at the squadron level, but I've been a leader of more people than he has, or he has here. So he's got like 18 people here, or something like that. I've been a leader of like 140 people, a flight commander. And so I've ran like an awards program at my level. And so everybody is supposed to let people know who's been selected. You're supposed to let people know in a timely fashion that they've been selected and they are going forward as the squadron's representation at the next level. And usually that's in an award ceremony. So my guy has been here since last July. And the first quarter he was here, we didn't even have an awards. We didn't have anything. They had the same information on the board as the last commander. And they didn't even give awards for one of the quarters. And so for the third quarter, I think it was the third quarter, before that quarter was up, I said something. I was like, hey, I've been an exec before, an executive officer. I can help out. Looks like we might need some help on some admin things. I'm here. I got your back. I'm going to help out wherever I can. Nothing. They're like, oh, yeah, thanks. We got it. And so they rushed to put something together. Now, I just so happened to do a promotion ceremony. It ended up being a very good ceremony for a colonel, which is the highest grade for field grade officer. I did that ceremony for him, and the entire wing, which is like the entire workplace, came to that event, and they saw this is what I put together. And so after that, they was like, put together an awards package. Now, I put together an awards package. That was the third quarter, and I was selected. The next quarter, another guy was selected. I had an okay quarter, the fourth quarter as well. But I just I didn't put anything in because I still had things that was in progress. I didn't necessarily finish everything. And so there was another guy, not the guy that won the annual award. So we only had 2 quarters of awards given. I was selected for one. Another guy was selected for the other one. So the guy that didn't win anything, all of a sudden he came out of nowhere and he was the best for the entire year. Now, we don't know what he did to deserve that because we don't have award ceremonies about how this guy is such a great person and he did this and he did this and he did that. What I know is what I saw. Now, I'm pretty active in the unit, and I never saw him doing anything. So I don't know. And it's, the guys just so it's the Air Force. The Air Force is all about pilots, right? It's all about pilots, people that fly. And people that support the pilots, no one cares. You're just they help, man. Shut up and go help. That's how it is, really. So I'm not a pilot. The guy that ended up winning, he's a pilot. And from the look, he's a good looking guy. A little on the short side, but good looking guy. Polished, well spoken, but very lazy. You're not gonna get him to do anything above what's expected of him. And he's not that good. And he doesn't do a lot of work. So, all right. So then you have me, again, the only black guy, beard on my face, I speak AAVE. Let's just, okay? You can call it AAVE. That's the politically correct way of saying you talk black. I talk black. My clip, my rate, if you've been here on my channel, I don't speak like a white man. It's like I don't hear color. No, you know that I'm not a white man. You know that. If you close your eyes, you do not see a picture of a white man. You might see a picture of a dark-skinned, a chocolate man. Okay, I'm not chocolate. It's close. Maybe I'm like, I don't know, milk chocolate maybe. Whatever. But um, it's just insane because I understand that I don't look the part, and I don't ascribe to, what is being pushed out. One thing I will say is I did have some bullets on there that hinted at maybe at diversity, equity, and inclusion. I had something where, I revitalized a program, a mentoring program. And then I also, do volunteer work at the church. With some of the kids that don't, have dads in their lives. I'm a deacon at the church. I help out and blah, 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 this and that. So I put that on there. And, currently, the current administration does not value that stuff. Like, if it's not helping you be a better war fighter, we do not care. That's what the current criteria is. But you see, the last year, which is what we were being recognized for, the administration cared about that. So you cannot change the criteria. You shouldn't change the criteria. You can do whatever you want, and they did. Um, but you know, water under the bridge, crying over spilled milk. I saw that like at the beginning of the day. Imagine like seeing that, like that's the first thing that you see in the beginning of the day, and then having to go through the rest of the day. Like, I was in an operational planning team. We're putting together plans to redo the entire curriculum at the school. And like, no one really knows what we're doing, and everybody's just spitballing and just like trying to sound like they're the smartest person in the room. And once again, I was the only black guy in the room. Um, Listen to this. I told him, what did I say? I said something. Um, and like the way he just like brushed it off, like, nah, not a good idea. He didn't say that, but that's what he said. That's what I heard. Nah, that's stupid. This is why you're stupid. Next question or next comment. So another guy that says the same thing um, that I said, maybe in a different way, he literally said the same thing I just said. He says in a few minutes, he's like, yeah, yeah. I was just like, that's my life. I wish I could just like have like a little body camera on me and like show these little clips of like microaggressions and all of these things. Um like cause like people don't be believing. They like, maybe it wasn't like that. Maybe you didn't see what you thought you saw. Maybe, because I understand looking through your lens, but maybe looking through a different lens, this. My wife calling me, y'all. I'm sorry. This gonna break up the whole live. She called me. She wanna know where I'm at. Oh, wow, I left my wallet at home. That's stupid. That's how you know I love what I do. Um, what? Bro. Oh my God. I know you lying. You better stop lying. This thing done took my money, y'all. I know you lying. And I use my Cash App card. Where and why? I know you lying. Watch me ask her. She ain't gonna know. Eh. No refunds or exchanges. All sales are final. I ain't about to get nothing. Alright, watch this. It's just cheese. I the Cash App card on there, put it in there, and I press the button, and yes, pump 4. Okay. Because it's a Cash App card, it freezes the money. It should be good? Okay. All right, thank you. It ain't gonna work. That ain't how Cash App work. It's gonna come back, but it ain't gonna come back until like 2 hours later. Oh, doggone. Now, pump 4 ain't working, and she knew pump 4 wasn't working. She gonna say, "You had pump 4? Yeah. Pump 4 ain't working. Hello? Out of order sign or nah? Nah. All right, let me see. Peace. Cheese and crackers. Yeah. Card decline. Card decline, y'all. Your $170 payment at Texaco was declined because of insufficient. This is why they tell you if you're going to use the Cash App card, just go in. I ain't got my wallet. Ugh. All right, well, I guess she knows what she was talking about. Excuse me, I apologize. We're going to see if it worked, though. Same thing happened last time. Let me see. Oh. Look a little stupid right now. But, I mean, it didn't work that first time. I just had to wait maybe one more minute. But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. I got two buddies that so one of my guys, he was a prior enlisted guy, and he retired. Tony retired, I feel like 3-4 years ago. But he the one that got me to move down to Montgomery. He convinced me. He told me to move to the same city he moved to. I was like, man, I'm living in Montgomery. He's like, don't live in Montgomery. I was like, I'm living in Montgomery. I wish I would have listened to him. I don't like Montgomery. I don't. I like where he lives better. It is what it is. Yeah, so he retired, and then another homeboy, he medically retired, and two brothers, and they give me so much grief now. They like, man, these last few years for you gonna be real hard. And then they asked me, so they were like, so is President Trump gonna sign your retirement order? But little known fact, it's not the current president that signs your retirement order. You can have like any living president to sign it. And so what I told him I was going to do, since I came in at 2008 and President Bush was the one that signed my first, like the activation orders or whatever, I'm going to let him be the one to shut me down. Even though I'm not a Republican, maybe I'm a little sentimental, you know. You dance with the one that brought you there, I guess. So, I don't know. Or I would say President Obama. But, yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like with President Obama, I expected more of him in terms of what he was going to do for the people. I just expected more. But, you know, he was not really that guy. And so it is what it is. But, I don't know. I probably won't have President Bush sign my thing. Stay out the bushes. I don't know. Yeah. So this kid that I'm about to pick up, let me tell y'all about him. So one, he is on the spectrum, and I've said that before. Super hyper intelligent kid. Very smart. Very smart. Kind of attitudinal, kind of irritating, and yeah, he's a good kid though. He's a good kid. But I was going somewhere with that, but I'm so tired. I got lost. So yeah, that's how that happened. But yeah, man, they give me so much grief. Like, man, you got how many more years? I have 3 more years until I'm retirement eligible. 3 more years of this. I'm trying not to be that guy that's just like getting online and just downing the president and, you know, talking negative. It's taking everything within me to not be that guy, because it's very easy to be that guy, to just complain about stuff, you know. I mean, did I complain as much as when Joe Biden, President Joe was in? No, I didn't. I mean, I would talk about some of the things. I mean, I would like laugh at some of the jokes that I saw. You know, when they said he called the I can't remember what the cabinet, Buttigieg, I can't remember what he was over, but they said he called him Secretary Booty Juice. That was funny. I laughed at that. That was Booty Juice. He did not say Booty Juice. He said Buttigieg. But they just gave him such a hard time. They called him Sleepy Joe. They said he fell asleep at President Trump's inauguration because they counted, and this man legit had his eyes closed for 27 seconds. Look, it's on Google. But to me, I'm just like, he's 81. And like, me at, how old am I? 43. 44. I mean 44 this year. Me at 43, I could not do what the president does. I already know. You got to know yourself. I'm like, I know they be taking drugs. I know these people are like on Adderall, on No-Do. They on something. Because think about it. They don't work a 9 to 5. The president don't work no 9 to 5. What you think President Trump doing right now? What you think he doing? He doing something. He doing something. He probably got his pen in his hand, twirling it like this. All right, what I'm about to do now? Oh, you know what? Let me call a press conference and let me sign this joint. They gonna like this right here. Oh man. But I don't know, man. It's hard work. I know the times that I am required to concentrate and think for long periods of time. It's exhausting. I come home and I'm like, babe, don't ask me to do nothing. Like, I probably cook 0.3% of the year. I'm not a good husband on that front. The cooking front, I will freely acknowledge, not good. 1 out of 5 would not recommend. Care and nurturing and providing father, I think I provide some care to him every now and then. But sometimes, you know, I can be a little irritable. Sometimes I can be a little bit short with them. Sometimes I can yell and do all of that stuff. Listen to this. My daughter, she wrote me a letter. What happened? I got really upset with my 13-year-old because I felt he was not doing right. And then he went to his mom and he was like, Mom, can you ask Dad, I want to go see a therapist with Dad and me. I want us to go to a therapist. Because as he's coming to his teenage years, you know, he's smelling himself, he's feeling himself, you know, he's getting taller. He's going to be taller than me next year. I already see it. And I'm low-key shook a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little shook. I'm a little shook. His voice hasn't changed yet, but it's gonna be just like his older brother. His older brother Damon always had like a deep voice. Little heavy, raspy voice. But now, like, his voice is deeper than mine. But Chauncey has always had like that high voice. And he was like a really cheery kid. But when he hit them teen years, that boy, he just went blue. He just turned like into an emo kid. And I'm not used to this. There's probably some adjusting that I have to do as a dad, you know, in like expectations and how I operate with him and give him a little bit more leeway. Like, I still didn't buy him a phone. He's almost 14 and does not have a cellular phone. Not without cause. Not without cause. I did buy him, or no, I didn't buy him. His aunt bought him a laptop computer for Christmas. Very nice laptop computer. I think that laptop is like $2,400. It's a decent laptop. And so he discovered Google Voice. It's like, I don't have a cell phone, but I can use this laptop almost like a cell phone. Voice over internet protocol. I have this made up number by Google, and I can get text messages. Do y'all know he got a little girl? He go to online school, and I'm telling on him. I'm snitching on him. It ain't nothing but us four, so y'all keep a secret. Don't say nothing when he get into the car. Don't say nothing. Do y'all know this dude? He got, oh, it's 10 people. He got a little girl. Now, keep a secret, y'all. He got a little girl sending him inappropriate stuff. I'm like, bro, I literally was about to get you a phone. And then I come onto your laptop and I see this. Like, why would you do that? But then I look at like 14. It's like, and I rewound because I ain't been 14 for a long time. A long time. I got more years in front of 14 than behind 14. Let's put it like that. Or behind 14 and in the front. And I remember how I was at 14. I was like, he probably is a little bit behind on how I was. He's a little bit better than me. But I'm definitely not getting him a driver's license. I'm so glad my oldest son doesn't care about driving. I'm so glad. But I know this one, he's too independent. He's like, Dad, Publix will hire 14-year-olds. I'm going to get a job when I turn 14. So I got to take him up to the Publix on Monday, on his birthday, and get him a job at Publix. Once he starts getting that money, the only saving grace about him is he has zero discipline. He's not going to save his money. So he's not going to be able to do any real damage. But once he get that discipline to save that money, that's going to be a wrap. That's going to be a problem. Because he's going to get that cell phone. Matter of fact, I might just buy him a cell phone for his birthday. That's what I might do. We didn't get him anything for his birthday. We've been having it. Him and I have been going at it. He's been going at it with his mother. It's just been bad. But don't tell him, y'all. Don't tell him.
Hi, Dad. Were you
Hey, beauty.
shipped?
Huh? No, I did one Spark order. And it didn't go that well.
Why?
Because the super app wasn't working. Wasn't working. Chauncey, come on, let's go, buddy. Yep. What you doing, beauty?
Daddy, can I go on Spark too?
No.
I'll play games in a Mario and Golden. You notice I play Golden arrow to somebody. Golden.
No, you can't. You can't kill anybody on that game.
I can't do. I can't do.
You can't kill people in art though. It actually means I'm not allowed to play.
Is that a good game for him?
You're crazy.
With his crazy temper, is that a good game for him? Yes.
Probably not.
I don't know. They got like 1 or 2 times to talk about a 30-cent tip or something, and I'm done. I'm gonna just see what they hitting for. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
You said 30 cents?
Yes.
Yeah, that's absurd.
No, I'm okay. I don't know if you didn't recognize it, but that was a little bit of hyperbole.
I know, but that means the chips ain't good.
Yeah. They're not that bad.
Yeah,
Huh?
you still like that.
No, I'm not wasting your gas. Like I said, I'm gonna see what they hitting for. And if they're not hitting, I'm done. Let me get some water. I gotta get my water bottle. I probably should use the restroom. Okay. Yep, I'm gonna use the restroom. I'm gonna leave y'all right there. Be back. All right, baby girl, get back in the house. Okay.
I'm gonna miss you. Don't stay out for too long.
No, Zin, we have to because I need the best birthday in my life.
Bye-bye, baby. See, you know the type of community I'm trying to build? Let me tell y'all the type of community I'm looking for. Cause I know probably all 8 of y'all, ain't none of y'all subscribed. Ain't none of y'all been here before. I'm looking for the community that, like, when I leave, my community be talking in the chat. They be talking back and forth to each other and laughing and joking. And I come back and I'm like, oh, what y'all talking about? What y'all got going? This person, this last text right here, that person commented like, how long this chat been going? That person commented at like minute 14 at the beginning of the chat. My chat don't be talking with me. Talk to the chat, Charles. Actually, hold up. Let me turn on the DoorDash.
I'm not showing my face. Don't show my face.
Oh, you don't want to show your face?
No.
He don't want to show his face because he said he has a bad haircut, y'all. So, I gave it to him.
They can't see YouTube with energy like this.
They can't see YouTube with energy, with no energy.
I lose all my subscribers. I lose all of them.
Nobody from your channel is on my channel. My demographics is totally different than your demographics. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to turn this DoorDash on. Because that was a long time. Shout out to you. Clearly, you'd probably just like laying down and just listening to me in the background talking and saying, you know, what type of crazy, stupid stuff I'm saying. I do that too sometimes. So, how about this? How about I tried to go, you know, rev up the DoorDash and, you know, let me do my dash. Them fools done kicked me out. They kicked me out. I'm like, trying to, oh, snap, yeah, let's do it. So, yay, DoorDash kicked me. We have some other people that do. We're going to kick you out of our system because you're wasting space. So I started to, you know, like re-register. I'm like, you know what? I was on my Fantasia. I said, you don't want me to, don't talk to me. Free yourself, DoorDash. Free yourself. So I'm done with DoorDash. DoorDash wasn't that good anyway.
Well, I mean, there's more people who use it because of their ads.
DoorDash is trash.
I know, but
it's trash.
Its advertisement is good.
I mean, I feel like if there was a way for you to build like your own app and represent yourself and pull all of that stuff out there, I feel like people would just be using like whoever's the cheapest. This is how I would do. I would say, don't order through me. Go online. This is what I would do. Go online, right? These the restaurants I'm gonna be running at. I'm gonna be in this area. You go online. You talk to them. You place your order, and then when you place your order and they give you the number, call me, text me. I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna get your order, and I'm gonna come drop it off to you. You ain't gotta do nothing. Go ahead and stay in your PJs, and I'm gonna go ahead pick it up for you. Cause it's like, how many degrees outside right now? A little bit. It's like 30 something degrees. You don't feel like going out in this weather. Let me do that for you. Uh-oh, why it's not?
Go to Uber.
Ooh, where's Uber at on here?
I got you.
Uh-oh. Huh, that's weird.
Remember? Oh, you haven't done it.
Dude, I haven't done this in so long. I'm telling you, Spark took over. It's like, man, I'm good with Walmart. Now, here's the kicker though, y'all. Here is the kicker. You know, the collective, the community, they said we don't fool with Walmart right now. They said we don't fool with Target right now. We don't fool with Sam Club right now. Why not? Why don't we fool with them? Cause what did they get rid of? They got rid of something and they ain't even had to do it. Nobody was even talking to them. But you know what I'll tell you what happened. They were talking to them. There's this group that like, they have mobilized and I don't know how they did it. It's like a grassroots thing. But they're all against diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Are you talking about the DEIs?
No, not the DEIs. I'm talking about the people that are against diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Oh.
Those people, there's like some organization and they be going out like the shareholders at Costco.
Yeah, those dudes at Walmart was being racist.
Because they told Costco, because Costco was like, yeah, we're not getting rid of ours. We're going to stand on business. And And they came back to Costco like, yeah, we think you want to reconsider that because that might have some implications with your customer, your shareholders. You know what I'm saying? You know, they tried to threaten them like, if you don't stand down right now, we're going to take our business elsewhere. The problem is, here's the problem. The problem is the black community, their dollar is moving a lot. It's moving more than some countries, the black dollar. Black people make up 12% of the U.S. population. U.S. population like 200 million something. So you do the math.
It's actually 500 million.
It's not a whole, okay, that's what it was a while ago, but thank you, science boy. But yeah, so they gonna feel that heat. And a whole bunch of people was just like, let me go ahead and get a Costco membership. Now let me tell you why. Let me tell you what had happened. In some places, they are legit food deserts. Montgomery, the capital of Alabama, is a food desert. It is. Oh, it is. What did Walmart do? Walmart came in here. Remember back in the day when Walmart was first starting? Their prices were so low. So low.
We need to go fast like that, dude.
And nah, I'm not going fast like that dude. That dude is wasting his gas. Look at my fuel economy right here. You see what that's saying?
Oh, so
Look at
you'd
that.
be better off going this speed.
Yeah, so...
That dude's also going to get a ticket.
Nah, he not. Ain't nobody out here. They out here. These Montgomery police officers is doing whatever.
They just do not
They
care.
somewhere on Eastern or Southern Boulevard trying to see what they can see. They ain't fooling nobody. But anyway, where was I? Come on, help me. You derailed me. What was I saying?
You were talking about Walmart and how their prices are
Yeah,
high now.
that's what they did. Thank you, young man. See, that's why you're here, because your mind is sharp. So they underbid all of these small mom and pop chains and grocery stores that was in business, family-owned businesses. They underbid them and drove them out of business. And then once they was out of business, they said, all right, guys, we cornered the market. Let's go ahead and push these prices back up. You know, slowly but surely. That's why you can pay like $2, almost $3 for a soda. One of them 16-ounce sodas. It's not 16 ounces. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's 16 ounces. But one, not the little metal cans. I'm talking about the plastic cans.
You mean like those little bottles that you bought from mom?
Yeah. And so they charge almost $3 for that. And so this is how they can get away with that, because they killed all the stuff. And so for me to try to boycott right now is going to mean that either I'm going to have to go to Publix, or I'm going to have to go to the commissary on base, which is what I told the wife to do. But the problem with the commissary is the commissary, you can get food from the commissary that expired in 2024. It's not 2024, y'all. It's 2025. So I don't really get down with them too much like that. And they don't do tax on base. Montgomery tax is 10%. They taking a whole tithe out of your money, out of your purchases. On base, they don't do tax because it's not, I don't know how that works, but they don't do tax. But they do a service charge. And it's not a tax. It's AFES taking a service charge. They're charging you to use their little machines or what have you. But it's still cheaper than 10% tax. But just the whole thing of, they might not even carry a wide variety of things. My wife likes to eat a lot of, international food. And they're not really too international. For some reason, the Air Force has a lot of Filipinos, it seems like. Like a lot of older women that work there, they Filipino. I don't know why. But that's what it is. That's what I see anyway. Yeah. So that's what I told her. But for right now, I gotta do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? The movement is not really putting like a kitty out here, like for the people that don't have a lot of money. That's what the movement gotta do. If like Montgomery was the place of the bus boycott, right? What did they have when they was bus boycotting? They had ride sharing services that they organized, grassroots.
Oh, you're talking about like when
I'm talking about here. Back when Rosa Parks said,
oh yeah, Jim Crow laws where you couldn't go, the white person could take your seat, right?
oh my gosh. You said that on YouTube, man. You want that?
Oh.
You want that? What you just said, you want that on the internet?
I meant no offense.
No, that's not no offense. You didn't quite hit it. Sort of. But you making me look bad now, man.
John will be quiet.
Nah, you ain't gotta be quiet. I just gotta do some education and re-indoctrination.
Turn left, then pick
But-
up on the left.
Pretty sure that was Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks, they said, get up.
Oh yeah.
Get
I
up
know
out
what
the
you're talking
seat.
about.
Move to the back of the bus. She said, nah, they gonna make me get in this line. Oh, I gotta go to this line? Oh, if I gotta go in this line, I might have to leave. Because this line ain't moving at all. Look at this line. And they paying me $5 to waste my gas.
Just turn off your car.
Yeah, but then that whole thing of turning off your car and turning it back on.
Does it cost even more gas?
I don't know. The new cars do that. This car does it sometimes. I don't know why they ain't doing it now, but
Just talk to the chat while we wait. Ask them like questions like how their day is going. Treat them like a person. No. Don't show my face, Daddy.
talk to them.
No, they want to see you. You're the face of your channel. I'm not the express image of your channel. You are. Literally, your channel profile has your face on it.
Yeah, but you my offspring, so you can represent.
Hey, if y'all want to see me, then go to my channel, YouTube with Energy.
Don't go to this channel, y'all. Can one person? All right, okay. All right, check this out, guys. I told y'all before. It might not be the same 10 people that was in here. I wish they would show me who was in here. Matter of fact, if you in the chat and you don't mind, can you say hi? Can you say hi so I can see who's in here? Even if you just been in here, even if you ain't gonna be in here for like 20 seconds. Okay? Can you just say hi, or can you type a number like 7? No? Can you thumbs up?
Chat said no.
Chat said nah. The chat went like Rosa Parks. 5 of them was like, we out. Wait, you're asking me to do stuff? I'm leaving. How dare you ask me to do? Man, look at this line. It ain't
It's
moving.
true though, in my opinion,
I'm
that's
out.
stupid.
I'm out. I can't do this.
Daddy, come on.
I
we
can't
need the
do this.
money.
I don't need it that bad. Time is
need it
money.
that bad.
Time is money, and they wasting mine. Time is money, y'all.
But we only have
Think about that.
days.
Time is money. They said we gonna pay you $5.
True, but the time to
But I gotta wait in this line. No, because I got 2 orders. I got 2 orders.
Conversion is
Nah,
higher.
if that. Oh Lord Jesus! How come the thing don't let you go around? See, I hate how they be trying to socially engineer it. Like, you're trapped, buddy. You're not going anywhere. You're gonna sit right here and you're gonna wait for 40 minutes for your food. And by the time you get it, it's gonna be warm. But you're gonna wait because you're trapped. Look at that. You can't ride around on that side, and you can't back up. Like if somebody came behind me, look at him. He would have came behind me, I'd have been stuck in the line.
But the fact that, I mean,
Cancel that.
the fact that some people were that petty back during Jim Crow.
What
is
you mean
crazy.
petty?
Like,
You don't understand. You don't understand.
Daddy, not
You don't get it.
making a black person get up
You don't get
just because you came
You don't get it.
after them
You don't get it.
out of their seat just to sit down
You don't get it.
when you can sit somewhere else.
Hold on, why my thing ain't working?
Unless you're trying to sit next to one of your friends or family, that is unreasonable. Just kicking someone out of their seat, that's rule. Yo, that dude's going fast. That dude was like,
Alright. Yeah, no, so the thing is, you had a group of people that legit, and still do, well, a lot of people still do believe that, by virtue of the undermelanation of their skin, that they have some superiority.
bro, if a white person told me to get it from my seat, I say, are you on drugs, bro? This isn't Jim Crow, buddy.
But see, and see, that's the thing, like how Kanye West said, slavery was a choice.
I mean, that is true. It was.
See?
We could have fought back.
Okay. And what happened to people that fought back?
Well, we got lynched and we got our extremities chopped off.
Okay. So experience would tell you, oh yeah, you can fight back, but you're gonna die. You're gonna die.
Not
Or-
true.
or-
you
or-
have to get rid of the snitches and
No.
those coons, and then you got to unite all the black people.
No. Why didn't they think of that?
Because there were too many snitches and black people sowing division working against them.
I like how you simplified that. You sound like Kanye West. So, it's something called learned helplessness. Learned helplessness is when you constantly have reinforced that there is no hope for your future.
Just go and raid the weapon cabinet.
That-
Go and hand them out to all the black people on the plantation.
Yeah.
Started right.
And they did that. Nat Turner. And they had a bunch of slave rebellions. But you know how they all ended?
Failing.
They ended with people's heads ripped off of their bodies and stuck on top of a pike.
That's because they weren't big enough. The rebellions weren't big enough. If they were big enough involving multiple plantations, I do think they could go and overthrow them.
In 2 miles, turn right.
So that's what you call definition insanity.
Were
Could
not
they
smart enough?
could they have collaborated with the native peoples and got a hold of an armory and weapons and all of that stuff? Maybe.
It's just
But
that
who knows?
They mentally broke us. So we stopped trying. We lost all hope. It was like slavery wasn't, like, when you compare it to the mental side, the physical side doesn't even seem that bad. It was psychological abuse. They would make you think that there's something wrong with you because of the color of your skin.
Do you know, or have you heard of a condition called drapetomania?
No, I have not heard of that. Please enlighten me.
Drapetomania. It was a no-kidding diagnosis, like a psychological diagnosis. They were calling slaves that was running away, trying to be free, drapetomaniacs. You keep running away. You're crazy. Why don't you just stay here and be a slave?
Bro, what do you
We're
mean?
feeding you. We're taking care of you.
That's not crazy, bro. Torturing somebody.
It was a condition. It was a condition. DRAPEDOMANIA. Drapedomania.
That's actually crazy. And I pray that God has mercy on some of those people who were doing that stuff.
Yeah, man.
Cause they got
Imagine that.
It's heaven and hell. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Imagine that. Imagine that you was trying to get your freedom. It was like, man, it's crazy here. I'm leaving. I gotta go up north. I gotta go to one of these free states.
Good thing I was born in California. I would not be affected by slavery.
Yeah, I don't know about California, bro. I don't know.
I'd probably still be okay.
I don't know.
Relatively.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm just thankful I was born when I was born.
exactly. Like, it's actually sad on how it psychologically abuses people. Like, making someone think that there's something wrong with them because of the color of their skin and calling them names. That's just evil.
That's your concept of what it was?
And that's why we didn't fight back as much.
I don't think so. I don't think that's why. That's an oversimplification.
Well, obviously,
Because
we were scared to die.
if you just tell somebody, hey man, you crazy. No, this is normal. No, everything is good. That's not what it was. That's not what it was.
And then how did the slave masters break us?
Terror. Systemic terror. That's how.
In a half-mile turn
I
right.
get it, because they punish the blacks who did try and fight back, and then they make everyone scared.
Terror. Terror.
The white people would be like, hey, look at what we did to
People
this
just be
person.
dying and getting killed for like little small reasons. Like
It's shocking.
Like if you looked at somebody in their eye, oh yeah, you gotta die.
That's childish.
That's not funny. That's an inappropriate response. Not funny. But like,
No, it's laughing at how stupid that is.
yeah, but it's not even, all right, whatever. You can get it. But, yeah, man. But so that's how, you fast forward to, okay, well, now you're technically, quote unquote, free. But, like, you can't drink from this water fountain because your skin is too dark. You can't sit in this seat at this time because white people want to sit in that seat. And white people are better than you. So, I don't know, man. That's just, and that's the legacy, and that's the history. Like, I look here, I wonder what the blacks from that era would say about the blacks in this era. Like, down here in this city.
Some of them are still alive. Not a lot, though. There are plenty of blacks still alive from Jim Crow.
From 1960s.
Well, not plenty, because
1950s.
killed them all.
Turn right, then turn
on
left on East
purpose,
South
but there's
Boulevard.
some.
Oh, I gotta wait in this line. See, that's the problem with doing this, like at this time. All of the places is closed. So,
Turn right.
look at this line.
Up on the left.
It's like, how come they just can't have a window or a door just for Uber or DoorDash? Everybody got to wait in the line. Like, the food is already ready. Like, what was you doing? What were you doing? Look, did you see him? Where were you going, buddy? Get your butt in line. Thank you for that thumbs up. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I could not envision, like, the blacks of that era having a positive view of the blacks in this city, in this current era.
They probably think that we're spoiled.
I don't think they would think we spoiled. They would probably be like, what happened? Why are you doing this? Like, back in the day, you were the nines. Like, they looked so good in their clothes. They were wearing suits, nice shoes, pressed suits, hats, everything. And then you see people coming out with bonnets and slippers on.
And t-shirts.
In a robe. Like, what's happening? Why would you do that? Like, I don't even think people back then looked like you look while they were inside their home. I think they looked better than that. But I mean, that's what we doing. That's where we at. You know, make yourself comfortable. Like I can't see how you would put house shoes on the ground. That's nasty.
Actually, like, what if you step on a nail? Like, that's gonna go through your
I
house
mean, not
shoes.
even stepping on a nail. Like all of the junk and nastiness that's on this ground.
And then you're gonna bring them into your house.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's gonna get stuck in your carpet.
Ugh. Yep. So, what's this person ordering? Hold on, y'all. All right. So Miriam R is about to get her food Sunday. I should have set my timer. I pulled up here probably about, what, 3 minutes ago, you think?
Yeah.
Is that about right? 3 minutes ago. So 12:23. And yeah. This line ain't really moving. So think about if I would have waited in that line at Taco Bell and then came to this line. By the time I got out this line, Taco Bell food would be cold. And that's the problem with accepting more than one order. But they penalize you. This is why I don't like Uber. You know what? I might be done after this. This is why I don't food. This is why I don't do it. I'm remember like this quick.
Daddy, we have to do the grind.
I ain't gotta do the grind. You want to do the grind. I don't have to do the
Please,
grind.
Daddy, for me.
Oh yeah, I didn't never tell y'all. I started and I got so distracted. I know them people left. But yeah, so his birthday is on Monday. He's gonna be 14. So
Please donate, guys. Please.
he said donate. I got 2 people in here.
If you donate, I'd be very happy.
And the odds would say, out of the 2 people in here, both of them broke. That's what the odds would say. Both of them would say, I ain't got it.
Hey, even $1 is good. I don't care how much you get. 50 cents, I'll be thankful.
Man, you better get you a bucket and get you some soap water and get you a sponge and stop washing cars. How you gonna make money?
Actually, Daddy, I have an idea. Make a clickbait title. Daddy, do that right now.
You can't do clickbait titles.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't. What's your clickbait title? Tell me.
So remember your last video? Want to see a player get shocked? You need something like that.
No, that's so when you don't understand how live work. Live don't work like that. When you on live, when you surfing live, you literally just see you swiping. You just see the person talking. You don't see their title. You don't see the screen thing and all of that stuff.
Not if they're like sometimes it might pop up on their feed.
Well, the only reason they pop up on the feed is if they're a sub and they have their notifications set. Most of the people here don't sub.
I'm telling you, Daddy, start a new stream, clickbait title. That's how people end up going viral.
All right, clickbait title. All right, y'all. I'm about to end it.